Hello, third graders, and welcome to Math Lesson 102. Today we're going to be talking about decimal number lines. So we have worked already in class with millimeters and centimeters on a ruler, and you know that 23 millimeters is equal to 2.3 centimeters, that there's 10 millimeters in each centimeter, so you know how to convert that. You've also had experience this year converting 3 1/10 written as a fraction to 3 1/10 written as a decimal. Today we're going to talk about using hundredths. We're going to use millimeters, centimeters, and meters. And so there are hundredths. So if we had 3 25 hundredths and we change that to a fraction, it would be 3 25 hundredths, tenths, hundredths, like that. Okay, so because there are 100 centimeters in each meter, if Santiago was 162 centimeters tall and we wanted to convert that to meters, we would need to move our decimal over 2 places because there's 100 centimeters in a meter. So if we converted Santiago's height of 162 centimeters to meters, we'd move our decimal over 2 places and we'd say that he's 1 62 hundredths, tenths, hundredths, meters tall, okay? 1 62 hundredths, so we put our decimal right there. All right, would you look at the black number line for me? And this should be fairly familiar to you because we've done things like this year at school. This number line goes on from 8, 9, and 10, and between each number there are hash marks. So there's tenths between. So if we're trying to figure out what the arrow's at, we would count from 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it would be 9 6 tenths if I'm writing it as a fraction, which if I want to write it as a decimal would be 9 6 tenths, like that, okay? But now today we're also moving a step further, and if you look at this blue number line, where we've got decimal places divided into tenths. So this is 7 4 tenths, 7 5 tenths, 7 6 tenths, 7 7 tenths, 7 8 tenths, and between each one are 10 hash marks. So my arrow is pointing between 7.5 and 7.6, and it's on the second line. So it's between 7.5 and 7.6, so I need my 7.5, and then which place? Second. So it's 7 52 hundredths, or 7.52. And if we were to write that as a fraction, it would be 7 52 over 100, because these are broken into tenths, and then those tenths are broken into 10 more. So we'll talk about this together today a little bit. And I have my handy dandy meter stick, which English unit of measure is centimeters, but we're using the meter side. This is a meter stick. Some yardsticks are just inches, and some also have meters. So if you have a meter stick at home, then you may use that for this exercise. If you don't, you will need your ruler, which should have been in your bag of materials that I sent home with your parents. So you should have that. So get out a meter stick or a ruler, and then in your blue folder in the page protector is an activity sheet for today, and you're going to get to go around your house and you're going to measure things. You can measure the height of a door, the height of a table, books, windows, and different things. But for each thing you measure, I want you to write it in 2 units of measure. I want you to tell me how many centimeters it is and how many meters. So the height of my door, I measured it was 203 centimeters. Now I'm going to change my centimeters to meters. There are 100 centimeters in a meter, so I have to move it over 2 decimal places. So 2 places to the left, so it becomes 2.03, or 2 300 meters, okay? So that's what you're going to do for everything that you measure on your activity sheet with your ruler or your meter stick, whichever you have available at home. And then go ahead and, after you've done some measuring around the house with those things, converting them, writing them in centimeters and meters both, converting them for me, and then you may do the rest of your mixed practice for lesson 102.